Shane Jones.
That's enough, Jerry. This is to Humpty, not Dumpty.
Order. Order.
To the Minister for...
Order. Order. It would be somewhat unusual if the Leader of the House was the one that was ejected from the House today. Honourable Shane Jones.
The Minister for Economic Development. Does he stand by his statement, the New Zealand economy is of course the sum of its regional economies, and that is why the government is placing huge emphasis on assisting each region?
Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr Speaker, I thank contender number 2 for his question and welcome him to the contest.
Order. Order. My patience will run out very quickly with national members unless they simply ask the question that they've been asked. Honourable Stephen Joyce.
There is 3 weeks of it.
Mr Speaker, yes I do. In the 19 or so months I've spent as Economic Development Minister, I have travelled around and to nearly every region in New Zealand, many of them twice, 3 or more times, and everywhere I go I meet talented, hard-working business people, entrepreneurs and their staff who are investing, competing and growing jobs to the benefits of families right across New Zealand.
Supplementary question, Honourable Shane Jones.
To the Minister, how does further concentration of government services out of the provinces into main centres like Wellington actually help the regions?
Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Well, Mr Speaker, actually I disagree that that's occurring. In fact, a member just to his left is probably complaining about not enough public servant jobs in Wellington.
Supplementary question, Honourable Shane Jones.
To the Minister, why does he think it's right to prefer the wealthy property-owning gentry in Auckland while so many in the regions in South Auckland are suffering?
Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Well, Mr Speaker, I appreciate the member has some concerns, obviously, in that matter, and he probably thinks some suburbs like Herne Bay get a greater than fair share of attention, but actually we're focused right across the country, Mr Speaker.
For the Minister.
Order. Supplementary question, Honourable Shane Jones.
Was it his objective to cause decline and stagnation in the regions, or was it just his incompetence?
Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Dear, oh dear. The member obviously hasn't done his work, Mr Speaker, because the regions, many of the regions have been growing very strongly. For example, Taranaki, where the member, I think, made a fleeting visit not so long ago in favour of oil and gas. Of course, he's not brave enough to say it anywhere else. Also, of course, Southland has done well. Canterbury's been doing very well. In fact, the whole South Island has been doing well. Waikato's doing well. So actually the regions are leading the recovery in New Zealand.
Supplementary question, Andrew Williams.
Supplementary to the Minister of Economic Development. Does he believe that there are significant benefits for regional economies stemming from the mining, extraction and petroleum industries, and that the benefits from these industries should be shared with the region in which that activity is based?
Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr Speaker, well, firstly, of course, I do see that, and along with a number of industries, and actually they are shared with those regions. So if you take Taranaki, for example, it has the highest level of average income in New Zealand, bar no region. And when you deduct its housing costs, it is the most affluent region for New Zealanders because of their oil and gas alongside their other industries. So my view is that we should encourage these industries right across New Zealand so that we can see investment for growth and jobs be quite apparent.
Order. Supplementary question, the Honourable Shane Jones.
To the Minister, what progress has the Minister's 5-member advisory group to assist in the implementation of the recently adopted Māori Economic Development Strategy and Action Plan, He Kai Kei Aku Ringa, made, or is it simply another failed talk fest like the Minister's fabled RIA report?
Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Well, Mr Speaker, the member may be pleased to know that that panel has been meeting and advising ministers and the agencies in terms of economic development. There's a lot of work going on in that area. Well, listen, Shane, you might learn something because plainly you don't know anything from the questions you've asked today. So fundamentally, the reality of it is that we are focused on a whole range of things, improving productivity of Māori land, improving the Tura Whenua Māori Trust Act, working with aquaculture, working in the fishing industry with Māori, right across, and of course in science, so right across the Māori economy. I should add education and skills as well. And again, if the member would like to know something about it, he could possibly drop me a line, I'll take him through it.
Supplementary question, Andrew Williams.
Supplementary to the Minister. Does he agree that New Zealand First's Royalties for Regions policy, which would see 25% of royalties collected from the government from our mining, extraction and petroleum industries stay in the regions where these industries are located, would be positive for regional economic development, and if not, why not?
Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr Speaker, well actually what occurs is in fact the whole range of government investment goes into individual regions. And in fact, again, Taranaki benefits from that, but also so does all the other regions. If you look across government expenditure in each individual region, actually everybody gets a pretty fair shake of it. And I don't think just a gimmick where you take 25% of the royalties and put it in a particular area would make any difference. The main thing is to encourage the growth in jobs. And again, I would point to the member and encourage him and say, yep, I agree with him, get out and encourage those opportunities, because it's quite obvious the Labor Party and the Greens won't.
Supplementary question, Andrew Williams.
To the Minister, is he aware that under New Zealand First's 25% royalties for regions policy, $96 million of the $383 million of royalties collected in the year 2011 by the government would have remained in the regions and would have helped regenerate regional New Zealand by both expanding job opportunities and supporting local infrastructure?
Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Well, Mr Speaker, the member obviously didn't listen to the last answer, which was that we actually do invest in every region according to the sort of things that they need in those regions. So if you take, for example, a region like Taranaki, which is one of the ones that the member talks about in terms of oil and gas, investing hugely...
Point of order, Andrew Williams.
Sorry, Mr Speaker, but the question was he aware that 96 million would have stayed of 383 million?
I'm
we need to know if that's the answer.
Order. I'm aware of the question, and I'm aware that the Minister's aware of the question. He was attempting to answer it. If the member doesn't want it anymore, we'll move on to the next question. Question number 6, Brendan Horan.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Primary Industries. What is the best estimate he